These are the new super popular tteokbokki from K-Mart. And I got the cheese flavor one. Really, really chewy. I've never tried these noodles before, but they're actually really good. One thing I really love about Korean noodles is that the noodles are always really, really chewy. It's a really good seafood flavor. What would you say is your favorite cuisine? I definitely think my favorite cuisine is Korean without a doubt. I just love the flavors and how everything just kind of comes together in harmony. Here's a piece of the fish cake. My mom is so hungry. I haven't had breakfast. Just woke up and thought, oh, really, really want Korean food. If you guys ever get the chance to go to K-Mart and Mata-Mata, definitely get this tteokbokki. It's a little bit spicy, but not that much. It's the carbonara flavor. Apparently it's very popular. They sell it almost every day. When I went in today, I had to ask the staff if they had any, because it was actually off the shelf and they had to open a new box for me. That was really nice. your favorite Korean food? If you have to pick one to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? Mine would definitely be kimchi stew. I just love the flavor of kimchi. It's like sour, it's salty, it's umami. One of my favorite places to get kimchi stew is definitely Balimas. Although it's non-halal, but the soup is really, really good. I think because they use like really, really aged kimchi, it has that great umami flavor without being sort of that fake MSG sort of flavor. So yesterday night I was like looking through some Reddit posts in Brunei, and I actually found quite a bit of horror stories. And I think recently in one of the universities there's been reports of like a guy sort of dressed in a white robe and then kind of chasing after people and being really creepy. Have you ever had any experiences of being chased by people? I mean, I've never, but there was one time I was kind of like having a chilled night in, just like, oh okay, there's a full moon out tonight. I thought I'd sit out at my balcony and sort of drink a glass of warm milk. And so I was, admittedly it looked a little bit weird, because I was just sitting cross-legged at the balcony, sipping my warm milk. And then I heard this shuffling noise coming from like the right side of me. And this was like at night, right? And not many people tend to walk around that area at night. And I heard the shuffling sound, and I turned to look, and I saw this sort of 60, 70-year-old man who was kind of like dragging his feet, held a plastic bag in his hand. And so I looked at him and I was like, oh, that's strange. Oh, but maybe he's just going for a stroll. And then I noticed that he was staring at me, like really staring. And I thought, oh, it's fine. I mean, people stare from time to time. It's no big deal. And so I thought, okay, a bit uncomfortable, but I'm just gonna look at my phone, distract myself, and then eventually he'll walk past my house, and then I would forget all about it. So I looked through my phone. I was kind of like scrolling through for about like 2 minutes or so, and then I looked back up, and this guy, he stopped walking and he parked himself sort of at the front of my house and was just kind of staring at me. And it completely freaked me out, because I was wondering, like, how long has this guy been standing there staring while I've been looking through my phone? And so I stared back at him, and I mean, he wasn't hiding in like an open area. He was kind of like hiding behind bushes kind of thing and just sort of staring. And I thought, oh my gosh, this guy's really strange. So I stared back at him and he didn't look away, and I got really creeped out. So I ran back into my house, locked my doors, and then kind of peeked at him through one of the windows. I peeked at him and he was still staring. And the weird thing was that his eyes actually followed me inside the house, and he was staring at me through the windows. Oh my god, I got so creeped out. I ran downstairs and locked the front gate, And I just stopped peeping through the windows and just hoped he'd go away. But nothing really happened after that. It was just a creepy experience. Why would someone stare at another person for that long of a time? Have you guys ever had experiences like that? I swear I have so many strange, creepy experiences. There was another story I read on the Brunei subreddit about this girl who was, I don't know if it's a girl actually, but this person who was sort of coming home, and then she saw her dad in the car, which she thought was a little bit weird because he was working the night shift, and this was at night. And so she was turning to look at him the whole entire time, and she thought it was a bit weird because he didn't really say anything, he was just kind of staring at her. She didn't really think much about it, she went to bed. And the next day, she had like a high fever. I don't know. Might be a coincident thing, but why was her dad there if he was working the night shift? Why was he just sitting in a car staring and not saying hi? And apparently she said she turned around to look at him. And according to some of the commenters, they said, like, oh, it's a good thing she didn't actually acknowledge the dad or like said hi to the dad. Because apparently that would be so much worse. And a friend of mine told me about this Chinese belief that Chinese people have like 3 lights, so one on top, both on the shoulders, and when you, I guess, when you turn around to see someone that you think is someone you know, it can displace those lights and maybe signify to these things that you're not alive. And so maybe that's why she got a bit ill. I hope she's better now though. If you have any horror stories, please do share them. The food is so good. What's some of the creepiest stories you guys have ever read or ever experienced? Because when I was younger, I wasn't born yet, but wait, I think I was born, but probably just an infant baby maybe. And I heard it from my parents. And my mom is the kind of person who's she's very skeptical, well not skeptical, but she's sort of, how would I say it? She doesn't like to immediately think that something is caused by, those things. She's more of the person who sort of likes to use her logic first. And coming from someone like my mom who thinks that the house we used to live in when I was like a baby was really haunted, probably, I don't know for sure, but coming from my mom, probably was. because I think we used to live in like a newly developed area, and apparently a lot of people living in that area always said that they could not necessarily see, but so always said that there was something going on in that area. And there was one time my mom was kind of ill, and so she decided to sleep in like one of the back rooms, away from my siblings and away from my dad, just so she wouldn't get my siblings or my dad sick as well. So she was kind of sitting in the back area. The back room was really close to the kitchen. It's very chilly. And she said that, I mean, sure she had a fever, but then sort of halfway through the night she sort of woke up, and she said she felt this sort of pressing sensation on her body and she couldn't get up, but she was fully aware. And then she started hearing sounds from the kitchen, but it was strange because she thought, oh, no one's really going to be making any noise right now. It's like the middle of the night, maybe 3 a.m. or so. And then she heard these clanking noises, and she thought it was really weird. And eventually she realized that she heard the sounds of people speaking Japanese, which is weird because no one in my family speaks Japanese. And it sounded like beer glasses clinking, which is really, really weird. And so she just sat there in her bed, just sort of hoping it would go away. But it lasted for like quite some time and she couldn't move. But eventually it slowly like disappeared and she was okay. She could move. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that stories like this are real, or do you think it might have some sort of scientific explanation? That maybe it's just sleep paralysis? Because I heard that people who have sleep paralysis do have the tendency to hallucinate, and they can't move, see things, feel things, hear things that's not there. So what are your thoughts? Tteokbokki sauce is so good. Noodles are finished. Few pieces of tteokbokki left, and just a little bit of kimchi left. Completely finished. My fish cake. So I'm gonna end the mukbang, storytime mukbang here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.